Rawr. Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I'm Random Ross and today I'm reviewing The End of Oak Street. That is written and directed by David Robert Mitchell and it stars Anne Hathaway, Ewan McGregor, Maisy Stella and Christian Convery. So this is a science fiction survival adventure following the Platt family who live in a average normal suburban neighbourhood in 1982, and then all of a sudden from mysterious lights they find their neighbourhood has been transported completely out of 1982 to the prehistoric age where the dinosaurs rule, and then they have to survive, well, their new environment as, dinosaurs are about, a lot of carnivorous ones, and they're on the menu. So that's pretty much the essential story there. What did I like about this one? Well, I thought, David Robert Mitchell, he gave us the 2014 film It Follows, and I don't think I've seen anything else he's done. I might have, but not realised, but yeah, I thought, okay, this guy did a good horror film about 12 years ago. I guess I'll see what he's got to tell here. And we have the leading stars, Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway, who are familiar faces, of course. We all know them too. And we have two young teen actors in there too, Maisy Stella and Christian Convery, who I'm not too familiar with, but they play the kids in it, the family kids. So yeah, I thought our four leads did good. Also, we see a lot of visuals. Given that this is we're going to have dinosaurs in, I thought, yeah, we're definitely going to go CGI, and the dinosaurs looked alright. I mean, yeah, they were feathery and hairy, and some were like prehistoric tortoises and crocs in there. We see an Allosaurus and even a Spinosaurus as well. But we don't see any T-Rexes. Then again, I'm thinking, are they in the early Cretaceous when the Spinosaur was the big bad or something? I don't know, but yeah, we see a lot of dinos in this, like it says, and we get some brachiosaurs. There's even a few small comedic moments, like that moment where they where they find two bracks on a house mating, and Anne Hathaway's character is like, Denise is like, wants to take a photo of Ewan McGregor's character, Greg. So yeah, there's time for just a little bit of humour put in there, but also this is like a bit of a disaster survival movie. As I said already, it's like, their modern home is taken out of time, and we don't know why it's happened or how it's been caused, and we basically see a family falling apart. Like, Greg and Denise are like, contemplating divorce because they're both unhappy, and Greg's got like is actually working for a pizza delivery company, delivering pizzas because he's got no work, and their kids can tell something's not, that they're falling apart here, and yeah, and eventually, surviving in this time proves too much for them because they can't, they need to try and find a way back to the 1980s, and we see like anomalies like bubbles, time bubbles of some sort, which go ignored at first, but then as it takes the whole street out of time, we're like, oh, what's going to happen here? So yeah, we see that, and we see, like I say, some dinosaurs, some familiar ones like raptors and spinos and Allosaurus and brachiosaurs, and we see them because that was their age of ruling. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I'd say this is probably the first, other than Jurassic Park, any of the Jurassic movies, this is probably a dinosaur film, another dinosaur film that isn't Jurassic World or Park, that I've enjoyed for a good while. So, like I say, it's all PG-13, so it is for kids, but of a certain age. There still is some coarse language in there. There's quite a bit of violence. The gore's very tame because, like I say, it's PG-13 or 12A if you're in the UK, and we do see scenes where people get eaten, and some violence. But I also like the 80s vibe, the 80s setting. They had a few good songs in its soundtrack, a few good 80s songs. And I do like a good 80s set movie and that. And I also liked, the suspense. This film wasn't a long one either. It was about 99 minutes, so that's like 1 hour 30 minutes. That's like 1 hour and 39 minutes. So again, it wasn't a long film. It didn't drag out. It didn't. I mean, it was. The opening wasn't too slow, but when we got to the big dinos, we got there. There's even a few funny moves. Like I say, there's a few comedic moves. There's even a bit where, because at first small bits and pieces start coming in through the cracks, like a prehistoric plant, and then one of the neighbours who they don't get on with thinks that they pranked him by leaving a massive dinosaur pile of shit, dino poo, in his garden. And when I saw that, I felt like I was like thinking Jeff Goldblum in that scene in Jurassic Park. That is one big pile of shit. Like I say, some funny moments, and some, like I say, a bit of violent scenes. Obviously, bits of horror sprinkled in there too, like you get with these dinosaur films. But yeah, there's also a few unanswered questions in it. But like, what's causing these like lights? How have they ended up in the dinosaur age? How did that, landmass from the dinosaur age get there? How we don't really get an answer to that. Maybe we're not supposed to get an answer to that. Why it's happening? Is it a government experiment? Is it alien activity? Is it something? Yeah, like I say, we don't really get an answer to why Oak Street gets switches places with a prehistoric forest land and that, and some dinosaurs get into their time as well. But also, do they find a way back? I don't want to give too much away because this is still new. It's fresh. I don't know if apparently it's not done so well at the box office. Like, its budget is 80 to 92 million, and box office as of far they've brought back 49 million. So yeah, but I thought it was an alright film. Just a comfort film. Something to enjoy. And our writer director, David Robert Mitchell, dedicated this movie to his late father as well. So yeah, like I say, we get a few loose ends, a few unanswered questions, like why the event occurred and that. But we had some good visual effects. Like I say, I like the 80s vibe. So yeah, it was an alright film, and why it's not performing as well as the studio hoped, probably, or why it's not made back its budget just yet. Well, like I say, this is still the first week it's come out in the UK. But I guess it's just one of those things, really. So ratings, what am I gonna give this one? Because I think I've talked about it enough now. I will give End of Oak Street, I think I will give this one a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5 for End of Oak Street. So there you go. there's my review for that. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. If you love horror content, I have a channel for that too, linked down below in the description or in the cards above here, so feel free to check that out. Anyway, I've been Random Ross, this has been a random review, and until next time, I bid you all a goodbye friends, goodbye.